Hello, and how's it going? So, Scx10 2 low center of gravity transmission. I am in the middle of doing a build, and in that build, I need to put a hard body on it, and it just won't fit because the Scx10 2 transmission is so tall. We'll compare them here in a moment. But I picked this one up off of Amazon for $40. Got the carbon fiber sides, aluminum body. And it looks like it all spins pretty easily and pretty good. Little rattly if you shake it, but now once I get grease in it, that'll change. Now the bearings look like they might not be sealed bearings, but that's okay. And it also came with a pinion gear, and it's a 9-tooth. So let's get this thing open and see what it looks like on the inside. Alright, I removed 4 screws and this baby just came apart on me like an old clock. So, you have your center gear that sits here. And then they have like this little cap that sits on the end of that. And then that would have to set through your body and into this. And then, here's looks like your main output gear for your drives, and it sets down in here. Actually, I believe I got to set it in first. And it'll set back down in that well. And I get that little cap set back down in there. Once I get some grease in here, it'll all go back together much easier, I imagine. But that's the order in which it goes. All right. Now this gear. As you can see, it's got a little pinion on that side. I mean, these babies just barely set down in there. So don't be alarmed when you take it apart and it comes apart. That's just the way it's designed. Those plates will hold it in place. But I'm going to get that greased up. Thought we'd have a look on the inside. It all looks pretty good. Nothing spectacular, but nothing horrible either. So let me get this packed full of grease and back together, and we'll move on to something else here and see what it looks like beside an actual Scx10 2 stock transmission. Alright, this is my deadbolt. I'm doing this for this Road to Beat the Creek build that Sean over at Sean's RC Adventures is hosting. And for that build, I wanted to do this hard body. Well, it dead ends right on that thing. So that's why I ordered our low center of gravity one. And you can see just by setting it here how much lower it is from there. And that's actually setting down the chassis a bit more. So that will hopefully give me the clearance I need. I'm going to pull this one out, set these side by side, and to show you the size difference. And after I put this baby back together, nice and smooth, and it really quietened it out quite a bit. Made it a lot quieter by putting the grease in there because it's all metal on metal gears. But went back together good, and that's some nice thick carbon fiber on the sides. It seems like a really nice unit. Here we are side by side, and just look at the size difference. Now with this, you're not going to have a slipper clutch. It's all going to be direct drive, which I'd prefer anyway, because that's just one less thing to get in my way. And I do believe the motor is going to be mounted on the opposite side. So this would normally be this way in the chassis, and your motor would be facing towards the wheels. Now with this one mounted in, I believe your motor will be facing towards the back. So that's interesting. But I need to make the room, so it's going to have to work. It looks like they got the bolt holes pretty daggone good. We'll find out for sure when I go to mount it in there. Alright, that mounted all up with no problems really. The stock pins that come in your drive shafts from Axial will not fit in there. So you have to either drill the shaft hole out a little bit or get a different set, which I had on hand, so no big deal. It all seems to roll fairly smooth. Lift it up here so I'm not putting it to bind. And goal achieved. That now sits down on there pretty daggone decent, and I can start working with that. But let's get this out on the backyard crawler course and give it a real life situation test here. I'll throw a battery in it and see if it crawls worth a dang or not. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, we have made it out to our little test spot here. All right, so far the modulation doesn't seem too bad at all on it. Kind of dreary outside. Can't really do much about that, but I did cut my battery tray away. If you couldn't see that, I got a little wire tie at the moment holding the servo from flopping around too much. That'll all be changed out later because of the project I'm doing. But this guy seems to be doing the job pretty good. I mean, it's still early in testing, but I like how it feels already. Now, I did have to cut the battery tray out, and you don't have to cut it out, but if you decide to use this in a regular Scx10 with the normal battery tray, you will have to notch it for that drive shaft in the front. It sticks out just a little bit further. You gonna do it? I don't know. The van can do it, but the van don't care. The van don't care about wet sticks. This one does. All right, so I'll reset that. Okay, everybody. I think that is gonna wrap up our test of the low center of gravity transmission for the Scx10 II. This is gonna get my build for the road to Beat the Creek hopping off real good. Thanks for watching. I'll leave a link to this if you want one. I think it's great. I see myself using this transmission in a lot of custom builds. It can be mounted in there sideways too for some of my thin rail builds I'm doing. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful. And I hope you have a great day as always. I will catch you on the next one.